This tutorial is for people who are trying to get a character animated into Sandbox correctly. And the reason I made this is because I was running into a ton of issues with FBX exports. I would export it as FBX from Blender, import FBX into Cascadeur, and then export FBX into Sandbox. And the animations would always be messed up. They would be separating from the bones and all kinds of weird, quirky shit. Um, so let's see the summary, and I'll just tell you if that's your main issue. What you want to do is you just want to have your model, rig and all that stuff, all ready to go, all weight painted, all that, and then you go to export. You export it as a GLTF, um, and then you import it in Cascadeur as a GLTF. And then when you're done with it in Cascadeur, then you export it as an FBX, just like default settings. Everything's going to work fine. Perfect. No more bone separation weird issues. But anyways, this is also for anybody who just doesn't know where to begin and get a character into Sandbox. So I'm going to let's see, I'm going to import the model. We're going to go to just import FBX. You download this wherever off the internet, off of whatever you're using. Maybe you make one yourself. Anyways, let's see. I'm going to just pick a model. So we got this giant frog here. It's way larger than I would like. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to delete the camera, cube, and light. Now we got this mesh. I'm going to make it the size that I want by pushing S for scale. Keep going down. And when it moves really quick like this, you can hold shift to kind of slow it down a little bit, make it more controllable. Now, what we got to do is the scale here. When we go to Cascadeur, we want all this to be 1. So it can't be anything off of that. You might have issues. Well, you will have issues more often than not. So I'm going to push Control A, apply all transforms, which means location, scale on the X, Y, Z. All right, so that's 1. All right, perfect. And I'm going to give it a skeleton. I'm going to go to armature, and let's just say basic human. And this is going to be really rough. It's not really, you know, the point of this is just show you how to, and then you can hone the skill from wherever, whatever skill level you're at. Okay. So I got the armature selected. I went to object, and then I'm going to push it in front so that we can always see it. And then I'm going to push S to scale it. There we go. Now I kind of want this. It's not fitting correctly, right? So let's see. I will first apply the scale, Control A, all transforms. Now I'm going to put, with the armature selected, push Tab, go into edit mode. Now I want these to just kind of line up more over here. Um, so I'm going to, first thing, mirror, push the X. That means what I do to the right side will also happen on the left, from wherever the midpoint is. So I'm going to select this, select this. Now I'm also going to select the tip of this hip bone here, and then I'm going to push G to move and hold X so that we're only moving on the X axis. And, you know, obviously this could be better. Um, let's see, maybe I want to move this a little bit like this. And and I'm just using G the same way. Move this. All right, whatever. It's rough. That's fine. Um, also want to, now for the arm, I'm going to hold shift. I'm going to select the whole arm. Now, if you just push R to rotate, it's going to be rotating right there from the middle. That's called the median. And you can see where this white line is going. That's where we're rotating from. So instead of that, I'm going to come up here to this thing. I'm going to push from the active element. At the active element, is the one right here that's this light gold color. Okay, so I first selected this one. You could select any one, but I want to go from here. I hold shift, select the rest of the arm. Now come up here. We're going to do active element so that way when I push R, we are rotating it correctly the way we want. Okay, now let's see. Grab this. G to move, X on the axis. That's not exactly. No, this is good. You know what's going to fix this is if I'm going to move, let's see, this one, scale. Let's see, I'm gonna push S to scale, okay? And I'm gonna push X because I only want it to scale on the X. Let me take a look. All right, look, you can line this up. Um, that's fine, however you want to do it. I'm not trying to be perfect right now. So anyways, that's the gist. Maybe, bring the head up. Alrighty, whatever, good enough. Okay, so scale's good, this is good, all that's good. What's the other, all right, anyways. All right, so this is good. We got it rough outline of what we want. Now I'm gonna go to object, still one scale, mesh one scale. Now this part is important. You want to go to scene, units. Now Blender by default is a 1. It's not going to look right in Cascadeur. The scale is going to be messed up. So this, we have to change from 1. We're going to put 0.01, and that is going to get it to be what we want in Cascadeur. Okay, now let's go back to this mesh and the armature we're not done with because they're not paired together. So first I'm going to click on the mesh, then I'm going to hold shift, click on the armature. As you can see, it's this light gold color. That means it's the active element. Now I'm going to hold control and push P, and we're going to see we're setting the parent. Now I'm going to push with automatic weights. Boom, so that's done. Now click on the armature just alone. Now you can come up here and go to pose mode to test it out. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to push R to rotate it. As you see, it moves correctly. Now I know the weight painting's messed up. It's kind of, the neck is doing whatever. You can also fix that, but, to not lose a train of thought, that pose mode that I just did, that's how you make sure that, yes, it's working. All right. You can see you move the legs. All right. It's working. It's not perfected, obviously. But anyways, let's go back to object. If you click on the mesh, you can go to weight paint, and then you can go over here to data, and you can see all these are all the automatic weights that were set when we did the set parent with automatic weights. All right, so we got all kinds of categories. These colors, this is what the bone is influencing on the body. So like, let's see, the arm, well, okay, we moved this arm and it pulled out the neck. So let's see, if we look at upper arm L, you can see why. It's because there's this color right here. So if I want to, I could hold control and click on this part. And look at the back of it. See, it's still on the back, but maybe you want it on the back, maybe not. Here, let me push, well, okay, there's a thing you can go to. I'm going to push Control Z, put it back just to show you. You can go up here to where it says fall off, and you can click on projected. Now, the cool thing about projected is, like, let's say if I wanted this to be a part of the influence of the bone, I can put something here. What projected does is it makes it go all the way through the body. So now it's there also. Now, what I wanted to use it for is to take off this weight here. All right, anyways, hold control, shave that off. Now on the other side, we should also see it's off there. See, it went all the way through. All right, and let's see, I'm gonna go back to object. I'm gonna go here, go to pose. Let's check this out. Yep, see it, let's compare it. Let's compare it to the right arm. You see, and it's a matter of preference maybe, but I like this one better. All right, I'm gonna undo this. This is in the pose mode. So now object. All right. Like I said, 1 on the scale, 1 on the scale. Scene 0.01. All right, we are all good to go. I'm going to push A to select all, and then I'm going to go to File. We're going to export GLTF. Everything just default, all right? Let's see, test frog. Now we go into Cascadeur. Going to go to import GLTF. Test frog right here. Now, before I rig it, as you can see, it's the same size. And the important part, when you click on the mesh, you can go to transform. It's 1, 1, 1 on the scale. That's the important part on the rig also. 1, 1, 1. It's really important. All right, so let's do rig mode. Quick rig. It's all recognized. Okay. I turn off spline. Okay. Add rig elements. All right, boom. Let's get out of this. Now, see it, Cascadeur automatically sort of puts them in like what it thinks is going to be the neutral pose. So that's why the arms went down here. Um, Now I could like rotate this however you want. Okay. Before I do that, I want to just show you how to get it into S&box. So I'm going to go to File. I'm going to export as an FBX. So we imported as a GLTF from Blender, but we're going to export as an FBX for S&box specifically. So export FBX objects. Let's see where I'm going to put this on test frog. Okay. And S&box. All right, there it is, test frog. I'm going to right click on this, create model. This one I usually set to none. Create. Now I'm going to double click on the VMDL, and you can see there he is. And we were not worrying about skins or anything in this one, in this particular video I'm putting together. But there he is, right? The problem is if you try to do this as FBX, it'll look fine. It'll look like what we just looked at, but when you go to animate it, have issues. But we're avoiding all that right now. Anyways, let's go back to Cascadeur because we have the model. It's in the engine. Now let's make a quick animation. I'm gonna hold shift on this main key. I'm gonna hold shift, put the middle mouse button in, drag this out to let's say 20. And by the way, if I go over here to the cogwheel settings, you can see it's at 30 FPS. I always like to have it on 60 because it's just more fluid. I don't like 30 at all. So let's just drag this out, make it like 1 second. Come out here while this keyframe is selected. I'm going to pose it however you like. We're just going simple with this one. Let's say he's like, let's say we just want him to do this kick like this. Okay, so we have this frame 0 and the end frame. Now I want like an in between frame. I'm going to take it from here. I'm going to hold Shift and the middle mouse button to copy this frame and bring it to about here. And then maybe I just want the leg to look a little bit like an in-between kind of in between A and C. Go here, I'm going to rotate this one down like this. And like I said, we're not going for perfect by any means. Alrighty. So there we have A, B, C. Okay. Now I'm gonna click on the first one, drag all the way out. I'm going to just do like, let's see what in between gives us. Let's see. All right. Maybe I want this part of the kick to be quicker. Let me drag this, bring it in. Now let's see. Better, right? But the thing is, when you bring this into S&box, it's actually going to be a lot quicker than this because Cascadeur kind of slows it down. The thing about 60 FPS is this is actually 1 second. So like 1 Mississippi, let me bring this back to 60 and I want the kick to be quicker. So I'm going to drag the middle frame. Yeah, let's try that. Yeah, much better, right? So now I'm going to select the whole interval and I'm going to go to File, Export, FBX. This one is going to be animation, just the animation. Export selected interval, because you can have a master animation file with a whole bunch of stuff all mixed in that coincide with each other. Like if you're trying to make like a combo, you have the wind up and the punch and the follow through. You can make it all together. You don't have to have 3 separate files. If you do what we're doing, which is you highlight what you want and then the export selected interval. Okay, export test frog pick. Now I'm going to go into S&box. There it is. Now we don't right click or do anything directly with this from here. The model that we earlier did create model with, we want to go into that VMDL model and then click on this star, add simple animation, test frog kick. Now it says needs compiling. We're going to click that. I don't know why my thing always minimizes like that, but now you can see it matches up. Perfect. Perfect. And that's it.